Hi, Scorpio. Hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your messages for the 7th through the 13th. What a week we have. Oh my gosh, let's get right into it. Let's just start pulling cards. I don't even know, right? I don't even know. We have this Gemini new moon solar eclipse on Thursday, the 10th. And this is on the heels of the May 26th lunar eclipse. It's going to be conjunct Mercury retrograde, square Neptune, along with Saturn squaring Uranus. Right? Very destabilizing energy. Scorpio, you have this new moon eclipse happening in your 8th house. You have Mercury retrograde in your 8th house. So that eclipse is going to be squaring Neptune. Neptune is very much about fog and you're not sure. I always say Neptunian energy is like trying to look at reality through a thick fog or a dirty window. You have Neptune in your 5th house. So it's just established what these houses mean. 8th house is your house, right? It's where your home is. You guys are the landlord of the 8th house of endings and beginnings and anxieties and death and birth and taxes and debt and intimacy and where we show up as a we in relationship. It's the house of other people's money that comes to us via methods that are not through our own blood, sweat, and tears, right? So it could be a partner's money coming to you, or it could be money from an inheritance or an insurance payout or some sort of investment, right? So we have this new moon solar eclipse happening in there, which is typically a very beautiful energy, and it will be. There's going to be some sort of blessing going on here for you, but not quite yet. Things are going to be very confusing, I'd say, until the beginning of July. The energies are hitting now, but they're very profound, and they're going to be rolling out over the course of the next 6 months, okay? So with all of that cyclical energy that I mentioned there, we have Mercury retrograde in there, which brings a lot of issues with nervous anxiety and issues with technology and travel delays and losing things and all of this. So at the same time, though, the 8th house has to do, when I said it has to do with endings and beginnings, death and rebirth, relationships that have ended, new relationships that have begun. It rules the past, right? It has a lot to do with digging things up from the past. So don't be surprised if you are very in the space of doing some serious dwelling, right? Reminiscing about the past, or maybe you even unexpectedly meet up with somebody from your past and you're like, oh, what do I do with this friendship or this old relationship? Should I get back into it? Not going to be very clear for you right now. Just all modes of communication, just make sure you watch out, right? Just make sure you watch out for that. Now, at the same time, we have this eclipse squaring Neptune, and this could have a weakening effect on your energy, keeping it real. It can make it very hard for you to feel motivated or enthusiastic about anything, especially anything that's going to require really hard work. Events or other people can cause confusion and disappointment. You might even be feeling kind of insecure, kind of guilty, maybe even a little apologetic about things that are going on. Your personal relationships might even be just very stressed right now, right? With you're vibing some sort of dishonesty or some sort of deception. Because the thing here is, with this eclipse squaring Neptune, secrets are going to be harder to keep, and they're going to be even harder to uncover. So just really avoid being any kind of gullible, overly vulnerable right now. You really want to be careful here, of that for sure. And then the Mercury retrograde squaring the Neptune, more confusion, deception, insecurity, misunderstanding, distorted thinking. And that could create a lot of snafus when it comes to like business dealings or complicate any sort of discussions that you're having, where even the silliest little white lie can end up blowing up, right? And you don't even bother, because it could end up leading to like a major embarrassment or the need to come up with some sort of convoluted cover-up. You just want to be careful. Just avoid any sort of like conspiracy theories or strange and extreme views of any kind. Just like a little heads up there. Be careful of that. And then the last thing, although it's not so little, is this Saturn squaring Uranus. Now, this is going to be happening between your 4th house of home and your 7th house of contractual relationships. So we could say marriage. We could say business partnership, anyone that you have that soul contract with. I just feel like your relationships are going to be going through a bit of a thing, honestly, like starting now this week. And I'm not saying that to be, scary, because I feel like there's going to be a really good side to this. But with Neptune in your 5th house, a lot of you can be very unclear about romance, very unclear about something to do with your children, something going on with your kids, just very unclear about how you even feel about what's going on in these areas for you, right? And now with Saturn in your 4th house and Uranus, shocking surprises in your 7th house of marriage, these are some things that you're going to need to really kind of look at right now, right? Because that energy is it's climaxing on the 14th, but it's going to bring very restrictive change or unexpected restrictions to this solar eclipse energy. So it can bring change that you might not really want, or it could also make it harder to make the kind of changes that you do want, that kind of thing. So even though it could be a very frustrating energy, all is not lost. It doesn't have to be that bad. You just have to stay open-minded, patient, and flexible is the key. So what at first seems like a real challenge can be turned into an opportunity to rid yourself of something that's negative and restricted and really limiting things in your life. So you want to stay open, right? Again, open-minded, patient, flexible. You want to avoid being gullible, and you want to exercise a lot of caution and honesty. So you don't want to create issues when they don't need to be. So this first spread is for the eclipse energy, and then we'll go into relationship and then career. I'll timestamp below for those. So we have go for your dreams. Beautiful. Now this could have to do with a relationship, career, family situation, general overarching theme in your life. Go for your dreams, kind of general. Let's see if we can get more information. Serendipity, something's happening that you almost feel like somebody else is running the show, which, by the way, is like, I was thinking to name all the videos that this particular week. It's almost like, okay, where's the camera? Okay, wait, what? Who has the camera rolling? Like, okay, cut, kind of thing. Go for your dreams, serendipity, and then we have love. Now, this can also apply to career or anything else going on in your life. What is love? Love is feeling at home in something and feeling accepted and allowing yourself to feel very vulnerable. That's what love is. Allowing yourself to feel vulnerable, being very accepting of something, right? And just feeling good in that space, feeling like you're in that metaphorical home space. So that's really what it is that you're looking for. But I feel like right now you're very confused. So if this has to do with any sort of relationship, if you're resonating with it like that, this could be confusion and disappointment, feeling because somebody let you down, or there's some sort of lack of trust, the relationship can actually work in the long run. And then that ends up leading you to make a decision about the relationship. So that could certainly be a situation. If this has to do with like career or money, you might achieve a goal, but you ultimately feel, it wasn't really worth the effort. Emotions run high, right? You feel like you need to protect yourself from other people's negativity, which you may have to right now just because of the way the energy is. Just protecting yourself, But you just want more satisfaction from what it is that you're doing. So really, this is go for your dreams, serendipity, love, going after what it is that you want. If you feel up to this point that whatever choices you've been making, in the moment they're good choices, right? Because you feel like you're following what your heart is telling you in the moment. But now in retrospect, you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done A, B, and C. All right, I'm not going to beat myself up. Let me just move forward and work towards something that's more authentic for me. Accept what is dying. Accept it. Powerful card. Powerful. Accept what is dying. Hopefully we can get through this. The camera cut out when I said accept what's dying in soulmate energy here. And then we have unleash your creativity. And that's being clarified by the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is really about making plans and moving forward in something. Some of you might be meeting a new romantic partner, possibly through work or friends. This does indicate, though, overall really good opportunities on the way that's going to allow to better your life. It's going to allow your star to rise. It's going to better your private life, your public life. But what's the prerequisite to that is to accept what's not working. Okay, so if that job is not working, it really is time to unleash your creativity and go after exactly what it is that you want. And when we're talking about soulmate energy, guys, soulmates can be anybody. It's not only romantic, right? We get to be soulmates with a brother or sister or a really good friend, anyone where we have a shared soul contract, where we have the same desired bottom line. That's a soulmate energy. So even though you might be in something with a soulmate, there is this idea where you might feel very restricted, involved in something that you need to move away from because you're feeling like it might not ultimately be good for you. And it says make necessary sacrifices. So clarifying that is milk and honey, really focusing on what would you need to do in order to bring yourself into a very comfortable, very warm, and a very accepted space in your life. We really need to look at the idea of pride and how it's playing out in your life, whether you're being prideful or whether you're dealing with somebody else who is being prideful. This is something that needs to be addressed, right, in order for you to have this new beginning with the Ace of Swords, which is a beautiful energy. This is auspicious for all areas of your life. New beginnings having to do with, this could be relationship, any sort of new decisions, new beginnings in work. Again, immediate change in your circumstances, though, for the better. Being very mentally agile, very assertive, not aggressive, assertive, right? This has anything to do with relationships. It really is about getting over past obstacles and getting what you want, right? Thoughts becoming things. So for many of you, it's going to be accepting that a relationship didn't work and allowing yourself to meet somebody brand new. Getting over the challenges here. And any challenges in allowing something to go and allowing something to leave your life. But there needs to be a release in order for the new. And you guys know that better than any other sign. My goodness, right? That's your home. Your home is all about that regeneration, right? Wherever Scorpio is in our chart, wherever Pluto, your ruler, is in our chart, things are not meant to stay the same. They're not meant. It's always supposed to sort of regenerate over time, throughout time, right? So that's what's meant to happen. That is your energy. Okay, so let's go into relationship. Live life to the fullest. Keep your commitments. Express your joy. So pretty straightforward, right? Live life to the fullest. Keep your commitments. Express your joy. Who were the commitments made to? Was it to a significant other or was it to yourself? And not allowing yourself to maybe repeat some unhealthy patterns, anything like that. You have a deep knowing about something in relationship. Take off your mask. Being really honest. Oh, just like, this is the live your life to the fullest, keep your commitment, express your joy, deep knowing, take off your mask. It's like take everything on, just be free, right? In a situation, allow yourself to be free in a situation. Where you're not, be very authentic to yourself. If you feel like you have to dance around 12 different ways to make somebody happy to be in the relationship with you, maybe you need to rethink that, right? This is being like unapologetically and authentically, not only who you are, but the way that you feel comfortable being, and have somebody be okay with that. Some of you are confused though. We have the Five of Wands. So we have conflict, confusion, more confusion here. Is this confusion about you want to be with somebody and you want to feel very safe and secure. You're very clear on what that means. But for some reason, you're not feeling exactly what it is that you want to feel in the relationship right now. And the Five of Wands, it's a minor arcana, but it is still like a pain in the ass card, right? Because it's a battle of the wills. It's lack of agreement, people fighting, arguing. What are you arguing, right? I mean, the arguing is really a lot about how are things going to be moving forward. Things feel up in the air regarding a particular area within the relationship, and it's causing a lot of stress on the relationship. So this could have to do with commitment issues, just not sure what's real, what's not, but you feel like you're at the beginning stages of something. So there could be issues within the partnership where you feel like you might be dealing with somebody where you feel like they're a little too focused on what they want to do and the way they want to do it. And you can see things that are a little different. You see things that are different, which is very typical of a Scorpio energy, which is why you guys are the detectives of the zodiac. You know the best questions to ask and all of that, right? And there's some sort of new information that's coming in, some sort of new information. But it does seem like you might be dealing with somebody who's kind of insensitive and kind of forthright with their words, which could, maybe have you back on your heels a little bit, because you're just not really sure what it is that they're looking for. Like, what is their end goal? What's the point to something that's going on in this relationship? We do have the Five of Cups. So Five of Cups is an energy of sadness and loss, feeling this loss. Some sort of situation ending before you feel really ready for it. But you're going to be able to deal with it and move on and kind of move past it. But I see a lot of you literally moving on, but then being very confused about it. Is again, this Three of Wands energy. Again, this is the third time this has come up for you, third spread. Turning the back on the past, right? And moving forward because some sort of proposition or proposal is coming in. So some of you are going to be meeting a new person. Right? Because you're very open to real. You want real, you want real, you want real. And you don't want to be in anything that's going to end up putting you in a situation where you feel like you have to sacrifice what it is that you want in relationship just to be able to be in this particular relationship. So if you feel like somebody's really not working with you and they're not taking into account what it is that you want, need, and desire in order to feel safe and secure, you're really having second thoughts about really wanting to kind of collaborate with them and be partners with them, in the long term, because really we have this Page of Cups, which indicates a new cycle and some sort of really good news coming in about some sort of emotional aspect within this relationship. So this could be anything from you meeting a new person to, if you're in a long-term relationship, the Page of Cups can bring news about a pregnancy. The Page of Cups can bring news about maybe you got approved for that home or something that's, quite positive, but that's going to require that you guys have each other's back. The Six of Pentacles is I have your back, you have mine. So it's to do with property and family and generosity and support and really being there for each other. So, but I feel like for some of you, you're going to be in the space of questioning whether you really have that with this person in the way that you would really like. Right? Because I feel like there's a lot of arguing and a lot of just discord about this idea of being safe and secure within the relationship and this idea of commitment issues. And I'm not sure what I want. Well, how are we going to build if you don't know exactly what you want, whether it's you or the other person, right? So this Page of Swords is this new thing coming in, this new offer being made that's going to be a lot more supportive of you. But I feel like a lot of you are just going to be sort of, kind of doing your own thing, turning your back on the past and meeting another energy. If somebody can't, let's see, if they can't get it together, we have the High Priestess, we have the Seven of Pentacles, okay? And we have the Judgment energy. So the High Priestess is, going it alone for a while for some of you, thinking a lot of things, not really expressing your feelings in the moment. Some of you may be involved in an affair of some kind, right? Because this does indicate like a secret kind of love affair, but still putting in a lot of hard work and effort into a situation that you really don't want to give up on. You want to be patient, and we have the Judgment energy here. And this is about assessing the relationship and shifting it into a new phase. So there's going to be some need to either reconciliate with somebody or reconcile something that's going on having to do with a past relationship. So some of you, if you know it's a toxic thing and you're not going back to it, you may need to work through and reconcile some circumstances that made you feel a particular way so that you don't carry that pain and that heartache forward and just sort of, establish that, all right, this is the first day, the rest of my life kind of thing. Others of you, you're going to be really wanting to shift it into a new phase, depending on the partner that you're with. We have the Emperor energy. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah. Scorpio, you might be dealing with somebody who comes off as very, very confident, who's very sort of like this leadership energy, this fiery energy, right? The Emperor is Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. It's like, come on, let's go. Fresh path, new perspective. Come on, let's go. But then we have this dishonesty. So you just want to make sure that whoever you're involved with right now, they are walking their talk, because this can be somebody wearing a mask, somebody who is just giving a lot of lip service, who oversteps their boundaries, who at the end of the day is really quite selfish. And you might really need your instincts and wits to figure out the real truth of the situation, where you may need to play them at their own game in order to find out what it is that you need to know about the situation. So particularly for those of you, I feel like I'm just being called to say, going back over here, the energies just call me over here. If you're involved in any sort of like affair where maybe the person's not completely free yet or something like that, definitely ask a lot of questions. They might not like it. There may be a lot of turmoil as a result of that, but it's still this idea of don't allow yourself to be gullible no matter what. Because even if you want to play the game, honey, I totally get it. But just in yourself, understand like, okay, that sounds perfect, but I'm going to take everything with a grain of salt, and then go back and check like the second week of July to see how things have panned out at that point. Okay. So I don't know, that seemed like a pretty specific message to me. So let's see how that ends up rolling out for those of you who might resonate with that. And let's just pull a couple of energies having to do with, we already shuffled these. Let's just pull these for work. Let go and enjoy. Poise. Nice. Self-love. Beautiful. Very nice. Having to do with career or money, right? This could have to do with a lawsuit, maybe insurance payout, some sort of inheritance situation, anything like that. Okay, so let's see, clarifying, let go and enjoy. We have the Queen of Wands, Page of Swords in the reverse, the Lover's energy, good. So you're going to have some sort of choice that you have to make, and make sure you're making the choice based on not what's easiest or what's going to give you money, but on what's going to end up being the right thing for you in the long run. So the Queen of Wands, very nice, stepping into your power. Really nice idea for ideas, strengthening any sort of situation that has to do with any sort of finances that you have going on. We do have that being clarified by the Page of Swords in the reverse. So just be a little careful of this one, because this could be some bad news coming in, some sort of legal or tax issue. And because we have this new moon eclipse with Mercury retrograde happening in that 8th house, you might end up finding out that you owe money that you didn't realize that you owed, or something like that, some sort of debt, something like that. Something ends up popping up that you're going to need to deal with. But then we have a choice. So something is presented, but you have a choice. Also, Page of Swords can indicate you dealing with a dishonest person having to do with some sort of financial situation as well. Okay, can be male, female, doesn't matter, but you're dealing with somebody who's being dishonest. And so here's the choice, right? So yeah. So, you know, one option again might seem easier. You want to just look closer, make sure it's the best thing for you in the long run, and don't make it all about the money. Don't make it all about the money. We have clarifying poise. We have the Knight of Wands energy. So the Knight of Wands is really about firing up your ambition. So this is a proposal, events speeding up, some sort of blocks being lifted, decisions coming in an area that you feel like you've been waiting to move forward in, which is really good. So very forward-moving Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. Very nice. It's you and Sag. And then we have that being clarified by the Page of Pentacles. So some of you might be offered something brand new. This could be a brand new job, brand new contract, a new project, something like that. But it's progress, and it's an auspicious beginning regarding something regarding finance, business, some sort of offer, maybe even made on a property. Finding out that you got accepted into some sort of educational program that you wanted to get involved in, but just make sure you pay attention to your finances. Very hardworking energy here as well. But then we have this clarified by the Five of Wands. So there is some sort of disagreement here, though. So you might be the disagreement could simply be with an individual who maybe you're trying to settle something with. So if you're dealing with any sort of lawsuit, any sort of settling up of an investment, insurance payout, inheritance situation, I want to tell you that it doesn't seem like it's going to go easy peasy smooth from A to Z. but it looks like it's going to end up going in your favor for whatever that is worth. It does seem like. We have the Three of Swords, self-love, recognizing that something was painful, recognizing that something maybe didn't go the way that you really thought it was going to go, but at least you know the deal, and the lights are on, and you're able to move on and just move forward in a particular situation. Because look at this, we have the beautiful world. This is Saturn energy. It's the best card in the deck. So whatever you're learning here, whatever you've gone through, whatever disappointment, whatever it is, you're loving yourself anyway. There's a big lesson here that you're learning. There's no question with the world. Oh my gosh, I just noticed. We have the world, and that's clarified by the Tower. Oh my gosh, something is definitely done as the way it was. So this could actually be, when we get the world with the Tower, this could be the culmination. So this is actually very good news for those of you who are waiting for the finalization of some sort of lawsuit, some sort of insurance payout, anything like that. Because this is, right now, it's like a necessary surrender. All right, let's just get this done. Let's just do it. Let's just end it. Right, with the way this is going, no, we can't do it anymore. We have to just stop it. Okay, that's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you, it's like you're learning your lesson and you're saying, you know what? No to this. Whatever this financial situation is, whether it's a job, again, legal situation, whatever it is, saying a big no more. Done. And the reason I feel like a lot of you are going to be dealing with this is because the 8th house is where, see, the 9th house, we do a lot of negotiating, but in the 8th house, that's where things get settled. And because you have all of this energy in the 8th house, Mercury retrograde, so it's going to be wonky as you are trying to communicate, as you're trying to settle things up. But I feel like you're going to be moved into a space as a result of this energy where things are going to be settled up, fair and square. But it does seem like you're dealing with a very difficult energy. You're dealing with a difficult energy. It really does seem like that. But anyway, that is what I have for you for this week. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Let me just throw the Astro dice for you guys and see. I haven't been throwing them for all. So, okay, so we have the Moon, we have Gemini, and we have the 9th house. Yeah. So the 9th house, right, I said about negotiations. And we have Gemini, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury. We have that in your 8th house right now. So about communicating. So communicating, negotiating, right? 9th house is Sagittarius house. So we have your negotiation accesses on point here. Now, we got the Moon. So you might be feeling a little disappointed about the fact that something had to get to a certain point, having to do with work or having to do with this financial situation. But the good part is it's going to be over. It's on its way. You're in the beginning stages of the ending of something that was really not good for you, whatever it was, whether it's a project, a job, that settlement, whatever you've been going through. But anyway, my friends, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.